Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to an F2 championship race around Monza. We do apologise for the late join. We have just missed out on the one-shot qualifying, and I'd probably say about 40% of the sprint race so far. Looking up and down the grid, only 12 drivers this evening. We've got Stinky Pinky leading the way. We've got Fake Scouser in second place, a good 5.5 seconds. Hazard in third, who's looking like he's coming under some immense pressure from Mr. Cookie, looking to go around the outside into the second chicane here, just trying to gain that extra bit of draft from Hazard. No, he can't take the brakes. Later than Hazard. Here he comes now into the first of the two Lesmos. Still remaining very close behind Hazard there. Just almost kissing the rear diffuser. Now here is the chance for the overtake with DRS wide open, helping him gain that extra speed down the straight. He does get the move finalised just before Ascari. He's going to have to take a tighter line. Don't think it'll hamper his exit through Ascari too much. He does go very wide there though. Hazard gaining ever so slightly on Mr. Cookie, but it doesn't seem like it's going to be enough before Parabolica. Maybe on the pit straight a move may be done. Looking further down the field, there's Ren, Hazard's teammate, just behind, like, oh my god, hi. Here he comes now, down the pit straight of Monza, one of the longest straights in the F1 calendar. He pulls to the inside. Ren has that overspeed. Doesn't look like, oh my god, it's going to do too much fighting down into the first chicane. They do go side by side. Ren giving OMG plenty of car space through that first chicane, but Ren just having that superior exit through the corner. Looking further down the grid now, Mr. Cookie and Hazard are still going at it, only 2/10 the gap. To the back of the pack we've got Aramleth right behind Simon Barsafan now coming into the second chicane. No moves able to be made there. Into the first Lesmo now. Still not gaining any time on the car ahead. The second Lesmo and the DRS. Oh, we've got a car just ever so slightly losing traction on the exit of the second Lesmo, and it was SWE Wallin, which is going to bring Jimmy Jags all over him. Jimmy Jags down the inside, taking P7 on lap 6 of this sprint. Let's flick back to the front of the pack. We do have yellow flags. It is TJ McGowan, I believe, and Aramleth. Is it just Aramleth? Maybe. Not too sure. That TJ McGowan down in 11 and 12, both Tridents. Hazard looking to launch an attack on P3. Is dragging Mr. Cookie behind him. Now a three-way battle for the middle podium spot. Pardon me. So whilst we have this three-way battle, we do have SWE Wallin attempting to come back at Jimmy Jags. People in the comments, Liam, Stacey, Nan shit, Scrabble. Typical comment from a Ginge with a massive head. So down. Simon Varsafan just dropping back now from Wallin. Wallin in the Campos Racing. Still just, even with that DRS, just not managing to gain enough time into Ascari. See what his exit is like compared to that of the driver ahead. Jimmy Jags, relatively clean exit, 4.5 tenths, just bouncing there or there around, coming down into Parabolica now with only 3 laps left. got Jimmy Jags going extremely wide there, maybe getting some track limits. Got Hazard down into the first chicane, making that move past Fake Scouser. So this is a very, very close three-way battle. Mr. Cookie inside, then out, inside, then out. He's looking down the outside. Scouser's took in a very wide line, but he has took that F2 car back in. Mr. Cookie just unable to make any form of inroad on the cars ahead. Has a better exit out of that second chicane leading up to the first Lesmo. But yet again, with that car of Hazard ahead, he's just not managing to make that car slide past the Fake Scouser. Yet again, we'll see now Fake Scouser maybe making a move past Hazard with this DRS wide open. Jimmy Jags and while in select positions, and then past Simon Barsifan as well. And there we can see Fake Scouser going down the outside of Mr. Cookie, but yet again that's hindered his exit from Ascari in the middle of the corner. Mr. Cookie all over the back of Hazard now. 2/10 separate three cars now coming down into Parabolica. It's going to be Scouser down the outside, Hazard down the inside. Cookie's just looking on, waiting for someone to make a mistake. Hazard takes P2 with the inside line through Parabolica. Now it is going to be a three-way battle down into the first chicane. Who's going to be the unlucky driver without DRS? I think it might be Fake Scouser. Cookie getting the DRS and the draft of both of them, making a double overtake into the first chicane. Mr. Cookie up into P2 with only 2 laps remaining. Can he hold on? Mr. Cookie doing most of the work for Cheroux Racing this week. Jimmy Jags down in P8, making a couple of places as well, but obviously just being overtaken by Wallin only a lap or two ago. Dropping down positions, losing out on points. Fake Scouser, Hazard, Mr. Cookie, all very, very tight. Let's have a look. 5-second penalty for Mr. Cookie. So that is going to put Mr. Cookie arguably at the back of these two cars. So it is just going to be a battle, positional wise, between Hazard and Fake Scouser for that P2. The pair of them, Cookie and Hazard, up 6 places. Stinky Pinky up 6. And Aramleth having started from, I believe, what will have been P1, all the way down at the back of the grid at P12 now. Not the greatest of sprint races for himself. As we now join on with this 3-pack of the front 4 now into the last 2 laps here around Monza. You can see Hazard going down the inside, doesn't think he's late enough on the brakes. Mr. Cookie keeping that line and position into turn 1 through the exit. Just not managing to make the move. Hazard needs to think about when he can time this overtake correctly. Here they all come now into the second chicane. See Hazard going very, very wide there. Cookie just allowing himself a little bit of that extra time now. 8/10 the gap between 2 and 3. Hazard needs to keep on the back of Cookie and keep that DRS. Otherwise, we could possibly be seeing Hazard dropping down another place with Fake Scouser on the next lap with the DRS, but we will see. Another look at a penalty for Stinky Pinky there, so that's 3 seconds for the leader. The gap 6.5, so don't think that's going to affect his race too much. We've got Jimmy Jags overtaking, oh my god, which will have been, oh, and he's gone very wide, cut the corner. Jimmy Jags now squeezing that orange car. I don't even know who it is, of accelerating talent maybe. Car Cheroux now just being very careful not to touch the back end of, oh my god, otherwise the wheels both go in a spin. Surely Jimmy Jags launching an attack down the inside, it will be into turn 1. It will just be whether he can defend from oh my god high. It'll be very, very similar on the braking down into turn 1 now. Oh, and there's a little bit of contact, but no spin. Jimmy Jag's making that overtake. All the same, though, we've got Simon Barstafan looking to follow Jimmy Jags through. Simon is racing in high CHGP, I'm guessing. It's high-tech GP. Still just not managing to make that move through the chicanes. Into now the first of the two Lesmos. Have a look. Hazard still remaining 6/10 from Mr. Cookie, so he's not going to drop the DRS. Fake Scouser doesn't look like he'll be able to make any inroads on the drivers ahead. But Cookie's penalty looking like that's going to cost him severely all the way down to what would be P4, I imagine. Hot Road on board with the leader at all really this race, but Stinky Pinky there he is, crosses the line, takes P1 in this sprint. Mr. Cookie crosses the line. That 5-second penalty has put him down to 4th. Hazard gets that P2. Fake Scouser the 3, as predicted. Ren in P5. SWE Wallin in P6. Jimmy Jags in the Shrew. With that penalty, where will that put him? So Jimmy Jags and Simon Barstafan have swapped places. So Simon Barstafan might have just stolen maybe about 2 or 3 points from Jimmy Jags. Jimmy Jags rounding off the point scoring positions, I believe it is the generic F1 standard and points given for sprint races. We've got Matt F1 UK in P9, like oh my god high in P10. I think we had TJ McGowan in P11, and I think it was Ramleth, the original pole position holder, all the way down in P12. Have a look now at the podium holders. There it is, Mr. Cookie lifting that trophy for the sprint. I'm not too sure if they actually get trophies in actual sprint races. For me, trophy for 11 laps isn't warranted really, but we move on. There we go. All the results from this sprint weekend. Stinky Pinky as well. We'll just go through that again. Unless it's, yeah, so it's 10, 8, 6, 6. I'm not too sure how that works. How you get 10, 8, 6, 6, 4, 3, 2. Maybe that's just F2. I'm not too sure. There we have it. The 12 drivers this evening. Only 5 drivers remain without a penalty. However, those 5 drivers were in the top 7. Having said that, with the severe lack of corners around Monza, the only really obvious place that you can abuse track limits would be on the exit of Ascari, maybe the entrance of Ascari also. But we will see what the race has in store for us. If I do just drop connection a little bit, guys, I do apologise. It is because I am at the back door just having a puff on the old cigarette. And for some reason, I have been given a car. This will need to be sorted out quickly.
Okay, so our system checks are good. We need to stay in formation and start bringing the car up to temperature, please. Get some loading to the tyres and work the brakes. We want them nice and warm by the end of this lap.
So we are going to miss the first lap of carnage, unfortunately. Turn 1 something. So you see them all approaching. We are away. Let's there we go. We are live with the first lap of 15. Simon Barsfan having a 3-second penalty already. That must have been quite a severe corner cut into turn 1, quite possibly. So look at SWE Wallin taking the inside line, just getting arguably too early on the brake. So Simon Barsfan managing to retain that position. TJ McGowan and Oh My God High. I think Oh My God High's been spun at some point. I don't know if they have end plates. The wing doesn't look too healthy anyway. On Oh My God High's F2 car. And a very nice 4-car train with another 4 or 5 behind them. Still all within a 10th or 2. Top 4. Without DRS range. Oh, we've got a car span in the background. Is that a Ramleth? And F1ology and TJ McGowan. We've got a lot of cars trying to right their wrongs there. A Ramleth, Oh My God High, F1ology and TJ McGowan all getting caught up in that. Look at this. It's 2 by 2. We come. Here come the two. It's going to go 4 wide down into turn 1. No, we're not. It's just 2 wide. 2 by 2. Looks like Ren's looking for the cut back. But it's just not going to happen. Stinky Pinky still holding that P3 very tightly. Ren's just dipping in and out of that draft. But Stinky Pinky getting the exact same bonuses from Hazard ahead. Hazard looking down to make a move down into P1. Into the first of the 2 chicanes. He's taking that corner. Very, very scrappy. Cookie's going to be all over him into the first Lesmo. Making sure F2 car is pointed perfectly in the right direction. Down past the second Lesmo now. We're a lap away from DRS being activated. And you can tell that this is going to bring a lot of cars together. Just look at how close these front 5, 6, 7 cars almost are now. A car for every viewer that we have at the moment. Pick your winners, ladies and gentlemen, because this is going to be a real nail biter for 13 laps if these gents can keep up this pace. Thank you, James. Yes, you'll be right. There's a few I've forgotten. I just called them the first and second chicane. Turn 1 and 2. Here we all go. 6 cars down into turn 1. We've got Mr. Cookie looking to take vengeance on Hazard now. Does get that inside line. But oh, what a move by Mr. Cookie. Just as a superior exit. Stinky Pinky as well says, thank you very much. I will take P2. From Hazard, down 2 places in 1 corner, 3 laps off the bat. Ren now on his teammate. We've got contact there. Hazard just tapping the back tyre of Stinky Pinky into that corner. Probably just a little bit too late on the brakes, causing that Red Bull lookalike to spin. That is giving Cookie a 1.5 second gap now. So there's going to be these two teammates now fighting it out. P2, surely there's only going to be one winner here. Ren taking the inside line. Those soft tyres as well, just doing him a lot better this early in the race. Hazard and Fake Scouser still battling away. There you can see our winners and losers. So far we've got 3 wide. We've got, is it Matt just tapping cars left, right and centre? And I believe it is Matt. Oh, and there's another car. Is it Wallin? Oh, Simon Barsafan's just absolutely clattered into Matt. yellow flags in Sector 3. There's no DNFs. A huge amount of wing scattered around Parabolica, so just be wary, ladies and gents. We're going to have those two into the pits. Ren's making a move on Fake Scouser, down into the first chicane. Hazard's followed him through. Fake Scouser back down into P4. I think he may have made the move on the pair of them there. Just couldn't hold it through that first chicane into the second one now. We do have a DNF. Like, oh my god, Harry, I think that's the car in the pits possibly. Not too sure when he DNF'd. Sorry, the car in the pits is Simon Barsafan. Here we go, 4 laps have gone. All this drama so early on. Fake Scouser and Hazard just reeling in Ren. Just a couple of tenths a lap, but Stinky Pinky obviously has some real pace after being spun by one of the two ARTs, retaining his pace and just a tenth off P4. Stinky Pinky there deciding not to make the overtake before Parabolica wants to sit behind Fake Scouser and get that DRS. We've got a DNF from Aram left, which has brought out a safety car, ladies and gentlemen. 4 laps into the race, we have our first safety car. Jimmy Jags, TJ McGowan, F1ology, Matt, I assume, may follow. Yeah, all into the pit. Simon Barsafan, not too sure what he'll be doing. Is this generally how long an F2 pit stop is? Because that's ridiculous. If that is the case. Mr. Cookie leading the way with this pack of cars behind him. Ren, Hazard, Fake Scouser, Stinky Pinky and SWE Wallin rounding off the 6 drivers who are still yet to pit. I think if Simon Barsafan is in danger of being a lap two, we'll see if Mr. Cookie's going to dive into the pits. The only thing that will possibly save him. Mr. Cookie is in the pits. Ren, is he going to follow? Ren follows, surely Hazard, but it's going to be dangerous because they are teammates. Hazard continues to stay out, so there is going to be possibly a lapped car. No, he's not. Simon Barsafan's got away with it. Fake Scouser, he's also opted not to follow Ren and Mr. Cookie. So Stinky Pinky, also one of the drivers, deciding not to pit. Very, very interesting. I'm a little bit clueless in terms of the rule kind of layout of F2 racing. I don't know whether it is mandatory that you have a pit stop if you do change, or you have to you use 2 tyre compounds. If that is the case, I believe if you do have to change, the top 3 might have missed a trick in not pitting. However, if you don't, they are going to be put under pressure from the other 9 cars in the grid, all on fresher tyres. I think for the meantime we have to wait for Simon Barsafan to catch the back of the pack. So this is my first time commentating on an F2 race. A couple of the faces within the league familiar from the epic FNL League, Friday Night League, which is a sub-league of MRLS, I believe. Jimmy Jags, Ren, just a handful of the drivers Stinky Pinky being one. You cannot forget that man. Just a handful of the drivers. Mr. Cookie as well, from Friday Night League, making an appearance in this Thursday night F2 League. So it's great to see familiar faces. Great to be back. Despite only 12 drivers, there's been plenty of action. Obviously, with F2 cars being a lot more closely kind of paced compared to F1 cars. It does bring a challenge with drivers. Setups are key. Let's just see where we are with the safety car. Mr. Cookie and Ren both deciding to stop. The only driver on the grid yet to have stopped is Fake Scouser. Mr. Cookie now. We've got yellow. I'm not too sure what Simon Barsafan is doing. How come he's mad he's let the cars ahead of him go? He's been disqualified. I'm not entirely sure what's actually happened there with Simon Barsafan. I think he is part of the Campos racing team. With the pack near enough shrugged back up now. I think Fake Scouser may have missed the trick. Like I said, I am a little bit unaware whether pit stops are mandatory here. Simon's left the session. Actually, quite a number of these drivers. Just now I'm back in the room. There it is, Fake Scouser into the pits. That's going to hurt him severely. The only saving grace is he's going to have 2 lap, maybe 3 lap fresher tyres than Mr. Cookie. Oh, an F1ology. He decides to pit as well. Unfortunately, Fake Scouser doing the same from the lead, putting those soft tyres on. So is his partner. I'm trying to fucking go inside the thing because I don't know what team it is. Virtuoso. What? Virtuoso Racing. Pair of them now at the back of the pack. Fake Scouser's really going to have to get his foot down in order to move through the grid with 6 laps of racing, 3 with DRS. Let's see what these drivers can do. Safety car gets brought in. I think it must have already given the announcement, as we've got Mr. Cookie backing them up, and those soft tyres is going to absolutely fly. Ren will just be hoping that those tyres start to drop off at the end and you can just hold on to him from the off. See when Cookie goes. Steady on that accelerator. Does he go here through Parabolica? Ren looking to jump the gun there. Almost tries to force him to go early, and there he is. There goes Mr. Cookie. I would have probably gone maybe at the start of Parabolica with those soft tyres on. Would have had an advantage in grip around Parabolica, but we will see Stinky Pinky now looking very close to Hazard. Both very fast drivers, and Hazard's gone very early on the brakes. That would give Stinky Pinky and a great opportunity to go down the inside. We've got somebody who goes off the track. Who is it? Is it TJ McGowan? I think it is, yeah. TJ McGowan now flying back down the grid. Just opted to go straight on there at turn 1. And look at Stinky Pinky all over the back of SWE Walling, but SWE Walling dives down the inside of Jimmy Jags. Stinky Pinky just all over the gearbox. Those soft tyres just to be seeming so much more superior. Walling all over Jimmy Jags as well. There's a really good three-way battle for P3 here. 2.5 seconds already, the gap to P2. Arguably could be the battle for the last podium spot here. Stinky Pinky, just look at that speed. Looking to go down the outside now. We've got Walling going very early on the brakes. We've got Stinky Pinky going very late on the brakes, hitting those curbs. But retaining that position, Jimmy Jags, and just gaining a little bit of time on the two battling cars. We've got SWE Walling going down the inside of Stinky Pinky through Parabolica. They do not touch. They do not touch, which is always a good thing. We've got Matt being overtaken by Fake Scouser through Parabolica, possibly. Fake Scouser, the one who should be charging up the grid now. A couple of cars looking down the inside of turn 1. Walling and Hazard down each other, and we've got a little bit of contact from Hazard on the back of Walling in front of him. ART and Campos racing. Very, very tough. Fake Scouser said the one to keep an eye out for, charging through the pack, looking to go down. Hazard's gone defensive down the inside. Scouser decides not to go very aggressive, just a little bit of a love tap, just lets him know that he's there. No move to be made down here in the first Lesmo, but we've got Hazard going very, very wide. McGowan and Matt swapping positions very often through these Lesmo corners. Matt going very wide. TJ McGowan will get that position on his teammate on the medium tyres, up to P8 for him. Now Fake Scouser still all over the back of Hazard. Hazard going very, very wide through the exit of Ascari there. Possibly going to see Scouser take this P6. There he does. They are side by side, as are Walling and Jimmy Jags. Walling gets that move done as well, just as Jimmy Jags gets that move overtaken on... No, sorry, Jimmy Jags got overtaken by Walling. Scouser on Hazard. Now we've got Walling coming down the inside. And Jimmy Jags is chosen just to sit behind him this time. Oh, and there's contact. That's going to send the pair of them quite deep. Jimmy Jags cutting the corner, having to... Fake Scouser and Hazard swapping positions yet again. As are Matt and TJ McGowan, teammates at the back of the pack. Everyone that finishes now, I assume, will be in the points. 4 laps remaining. Fake Scouser, just not enough space for a car to go down the outside there. Hazard keeping him at bay. But Ren, as we said, doing a great job of just holding on to the back of Cookie with that DRS, sorry. Less than a second is the gap between the front two. Ren hoping those softs just start to drop off a lap or 2 from the end. Battle to keep an eye on for now. Scouser still can't seem to find a way past Hazard. DRS from Jimmy Jags and Walling are keeping these 4 cars battling for P4, keeping each other very honest. Hazard getting a much better line through the inside there. Let's see how Walling defends this. We've got Jimmy Jags going down the outside. Hazard down the inside. The exit of turn 1, there is a little bit of contact there between Walling and Hazard. Fake Scouser looking to get involved, does get the more involved, gets that move done on Hazard. Coming down into the second chicane now. Unless you get a much superior exit from that chicane leading into Lesmo, there's no overtake to be done here. Lesmo's all about getting close to your opponent, using that DRS just to fly past them. Look at that gap there from Stinky Pinky now to Wallen and Jimmy Jags. Fake Scouser going down the outside. It's going to have to be later on the brakes. We've got yellow flags in sector 2. That's 1. Oh no! No, Fake Scouser and Hazard coming together with each other. That's hindered them both. There's wing damage possibly from 1 or 2 of them. F1ology has managed to make a move through. And Hazard takes that P5. Jimmy Jags in P4. Ren, just as we said that he was keeping within that second, has just dropped off severely now. 2 seconds the gap. Cookie absolutely flying. Fake Scouser and F1ology. Teammates quite possibly, but F1ology isn't letting this go easy. Don't think there's much you can do there. Scouser is through, but down into the second chicane. How is he going to defend it? He's going down the inside. He's going to force his teammate down the inside. Does give him space. No cutback either. 2 laps from the end. Hazard now just a couple of thousandths below that DRS line. He does not have it leading up to Ascari, but the gap is less than a second. See how he takes Ascari now. That's just enough of the first and second corners now. Doesn't want to ride that exit too much, which he does perfectly now. 4 tenths, 3 tenths. The gap between him and Jimmy Jags. Surely a move to be done after Parabolica. Up this DRS straight now. 2 laps remain. Lacking through Parabolica possibly. Jimmy Jags making Hazard go down the inside. Hazard very deep. Slams the door on Jimmy Jags and Hazard says thank you very much. That is P4 for Hazard now. This the only really close battle on track by F1ology and Wallen. Down for P8, P9, P7 and P8, sorry. Here we go. Jimmy Jags through the first Lesmo. On the exit of the second Lesmo, will have his DRS. How close will he be able to get? Just over 6 tenths is the gap. I don't think he's going to be able to get that close, given that I don't really think he has the slipstream either. See so far in terms of position changes, Jimmy Jags arguably on for driver of the day, up 7 positions. No one else really by F1ology. Up 6 places. I think that is from all the DNF and DSQs though. Hazard down 3 places. Top 3 all moved up 1. Mr. Cookie said 3 seconds that gap now on this last lap. Jimmy Jags just dropped out of that DRS of Hazard. Fake Scouser just trying to climb back in it. Wallen, the only one who will have DRS on this final lap of Monza. Can Wallen somehow find... I don't think he will. I mean, he's just got very, very close. Gained a lot of time through the first Lesmo and the second. think he'll only gain maybe a tenth or two here. Very, very close now. What's his exit from the sky? Like, oh, just a little bit of a snap there. Could that cost him this race? Mr. Cookie taking the win here. Walling down the inside of Parabolic. I don't think there's any move to be made. He's not going to have the full use of DRS either. I think a lap will end before he even gets DRS. There we go. Cookie in P1, taking the win. Ren, I believe, was in P2, finishing off with Wallin, as you said there, in P8. Driver of the day, we did say Jimmy Jags possibly would get be the recipient of that, up 7 places from the start of the race. Just waiting for the grid to be finalised so that I can actually give a proper readout of where everyone finished. I remember Ren was P2. There we go. Mr. Cookie doing his dance. Brits on the podiums. 1 and 2. There we have it. Cookie in 1, Ren in 2. Stinky Pinky in 3. We've got Hazard, the Art Grand Prix in P4. Jimmy Jags in P5, up 7 places from P12 from the start. Scouser in P6. F1ology in P7. SWE Wallen in P8. Matt in P9. And I believe TJ McGowan. Yeah, he did. TJ McGowan, Simon Barsafan, Aramleth, Like Oh My God Hi. All DNF'd within the race. Obviously, there's my DSQ at the bottom. For some reason, it took me in a car. But yeah, there it is. There's all the times. If anyone wishes to see the times from the sprint races. There we have it. The full winners from this weekend. Stinky Pinky, sorry, in P2. Cookie, though, leading the way with a grand 32 points from the weekend, including the 2 from the fastest lap. What an outstanding performance this weekend it was from him. And finally, with that being said, I'd like to sign off. It's been an absolute pleasure being back within the league, doing a bit of commentary for you guys again. Hopefully I can return with a bit more regularity if needed. But from me and MRLS, good night, and we will see you next week.